She made the man stand up and asked in an icy tone, "It's your left leg that's bad, right? Mom, what exactly are you gonna do to punish?" This bold move left everyone in the room stunned. They had no idea why she was acting like a completely different person. But what they didn't know was, the mother standing before them had been reborn. In her past life, she was terminally ill, and her own 3 sons pulled out her oxygen tube with their own hands. Right before she died, her eldest daughter-in-law tried to stop them, but the scheming woman framed her and worked with the sons to kick her out of the Liu family. In the end, the Liu family went bankrupt. When she opened her eyes again, she had been reborn on the very day the scheming woman was framing her daughter-in-law. At that moment, the eldest son, Liu Chengze, had his hand around his wife's throat, standing upright. The scheming woman beside him was smirking proudly at the scene she had so carefully orchestrated. Little did she know her end was coming. Just as the man was about to lay his hands on his wife, the mother grabbed his wrist and immediately landed a hard slap. Everyone froze. But the scheming woman wasn't done yet. She kept putting on an act, sobbing about how the wife had pushed her down the stairs. The blind, foolish husband not only defended her, but also gave her a $10 million black card as compensation. What she didn't know was that her schemes were as fragile as glass in front of the mother. The mother snatched the card from her son and gave it to her daughter-in-law. Seeing how much her mother-in-law had changed, the woman couldn't believe her eyes. She remembered all too well the humiliation she had suffered at their hands. To make her son see the scheming woman's true colors, the mother had someone bring up the security footage. But she never expected her eldest son to be so hopeless. Even when faced with solid proof, the man still chose to stand by the scheming woman. The mother didn't waste any more words. She announced then and there, starting today, "Lucy, don't even think about touching another penny." After sending them off, she turned and took her daughter-in-law's hand, looking at her with heartache. She silently swore to make up for the regrets of her past life. Without hesitation, she took her daughter-in-law to a club and transferred all of the eldest son's assets into her hands. If her son wouldn't be filial, then she'd raise her daughter-in-law instead. Then, her mother-in-law called over several carefully selected male models and said to her, "Listen, I'm gonna say it plain and clear. No matter who you choose in the future, as long as it's your child, I'll treat them like my own grandchild." And just like that, with her mother-in-law leading the way, the woman had the happiest day of her life. The next day, while at home, she accidentally found a photo of herself and her husband, reminding her of how he had truly been in her past life. It turned out, over the years, she had purposely sent her husband to manage an overseas company to secure the Liu family fortune for her own son, just in case. But what she hadn't known was that in her final moments, when her husband finally returned, he cried the hardest. Thinking back on it, she didn't hesitate and picked up the phone. She called her husband abroad. "Can you come back from overseas anytime soon? I'll be back right away. Okay, travel safe?" But just as she finished speaking, someone rushed in to report. The young master had caught evidence of the lady's affair and was about to carry out a family punishment. In the mother's eyes, this was clearly another elaborate setup by the scheming woman. The man brought the woman's own younger brother as a witness, framing her for hiring a hitman. The accusation was that she had planned to kill her husband and seize control of the Liu family. In truth, this whole thing was a trap set by the scheming woman. She wanted to use this to drive the wife out of the Liu family for good. But what they didn't see coming was that the mother had already seen through everything. To destroy the scheming woman's plan once and for all, the mother didn't say a word. She walked straight to the scheming woman's accomplice and took out his phone. "Take a good look. It was Bai Weiwei who told me to kill."